Hi friends, today I want to discuss Mahameru. We all have heard of it and we all pray to it, especially we Hindus, we pray to it. It has been in our religious system, we all know about it for very long and we have been praying to it thinking that it represents Shiva. But it also have in-depth meaning, It is, in our Rig Veda also, the sages have mentioned that this is wheel in time, and it is a symbol of tantric symbol of cosmic unity. It has a scientific meaning which I am going to talk about now, and it represents basically the whole universe. I mean, it's like basically it is the combination, or what should I say, like all the acupuncture points of our universe are highlighted by some constructions there or something happening there, which is like 19° 47 minutes, and those all are joined together and put together, and that's what is Meru, so Mahameru. So I'm going to talk about it. This is to my understanding. I follow Mr. Nassim Haramein, Mr. David Wilcock. I also read the articles of Mr. Richard Buckminster Fuller, who invented geodesic dome, and basically half saucer ball kind of a structure made of concrete or steel or glass, and it is bigger than a square structure. He is the one who invented it, and it costs less, and it looks very nice basically, and he invented it because he used to make low cost houses. And Montreal Biosphere, that's the example of that geodesic dome, and it is a museum in Montreal Biosphere Museum in St. Helena Island, So he was the one, Mr. Buckminster Fuller. So he also described, he also talked about isotropic vector matrix of our universe, or he also called it vector equilibrium. Isotropic means same everywhere, similar everywhere, and vector is energy line, and matrix is a system in which we put various shapes together, basically triangles, or geometric shapes, mostly. So this is it, and he explained to us what it is to certain level, and then his videos are also available in YouTube. He died in 1983, so his videos are there. You can hear his lectures, but you can read his articles. He was also an author. He was an architect, he was an engineer, he was an inventor, So he also worked as a meat packer. So then Mr. Nassim Haramein, even Mr. Albert Einstein, he also talked about this vector matrix, Then Mr. Nassim Haramein worked on this theory and he took it to the next level, on a higher level, more advanced level, and he called it 64 tetrahedron grid of our universe. And he also have various theories connected to this same theory, which is he has named as unified theory. And then we live in connected universe, that is also he has spoken about, and how we are connected. So this is it. So I listen to them and I read their articles, and I have come to some understanding. I'm not a master in it, it's not my research, So tomorrow don't say, oh, you are cheating, you're bringing from here, you're bringing from there. Yes, I am. I'm listening to them and I'm just spreading their info, their research work, and I may not have been able to understand them 100% accurately, because I'm not a student of science, I do not have a science background. I just love cosmology and astrophysics and all this metaphysical stuff, alchemy and all that. And it is all my self studies through which I try to understand. So I could be wrong somewhere, so please do forgive me. But what I have come to understanding, that I try to explain to you. So basically if we take one point, you see what is this triangle? Basically we see triangle everywhere, you know, pyramids, you know, in Giza, also in other planets also they have found pyramid structures, you know. What it is, basically it is the structure of our vacuum, you know. Our universe have a vacuum. This is the structure of that vacuum, or space time. This is what it represents, you know. And Pyramid of Giza is, we think it is 4D, 4 sides. It has no, it is 8D. It is 8D, you know, it has 8 sides, because when you go very high, you fly over it, and then only you can see the shadow falling in the center of each side, and there are 2 sides, you know. It is, they are indented in the center, you know. Pyramid of Giza, the main pyramid, the biggest pyramid. So basically, so Pyramid of Giza is frozen in time. It's a clock frozen in time. And the Sphinx is actually that needle, you know, which will which will tell us when a yuga will be completed. Precession of equinoxes. See, Sphinx is pointing exact north, through true north. North is what? Ishan corner, the corner of Vishnu and Ketu. Ketu is what? It's about spirituality, enlightenment. Jupiter is our Guru, Vishnu, you know, is Jupiter is Brihaspati, knowledge, Guru, wisdom. So Ishan is that, you know, it's a very sacred, auspicious corner. So it is aligned true north, you know, the Pyramid of Giza, the structure, and the basically the Sphinx, you know. And there is a heart, you know, which is bulging out on that Sphinx body. There is a heart, you know, which is bulging out, and it is called, I think, Regio or Regal in Arab, you know, something like that. And then people believe, some people, researchers believe that it was made in the constellation of Taurus, which was maybe 6,000 years back. But some researchers believe that, even Mr. Edgar Cayce, that no, it was built, Pyramid of Giza was built 12,000 years back, or you know, something like that, much in the constellation of Leo. Why? Because constellation of Leo have Magha Nakshatra. What is this Magha Nakshatra? It's Regulus, the heart of lion. So when you see precession of equinoxes, the planet Earth is held by 2 axes. It has 2 axes, and the axes are rotating also. The bottom one, they are rotating, I think, anti-clockwise, something like that. And I'm not too sure, I forgot, you know, because I read this theory many years back exactly, actually. Today I wanted to talk about Mahameru, but it just came in, because without this, I think Mahameru also is not enough, you know. So, and the pole shift happened, you know, in 2012. So basically planet Earth is also rotating. So every 72 years the planet Earth moves 1 degree. So in 25,920 years it rotates fully, total full circle, and it comes to the same point. So then it is 25,920 years, 1 yuga. So the Sphinx, the Regulus, it was made at that time when the constellation of Leo, Magha Nakshatra, was at this point. So when the full circle will finish, now they both are moving in different, because everything is rotating. The principle of rotation and spin is there in our universe. Everything is spinning, so everything is going in a circle. So the Sphinx is somewhere else, and that point is somewhere else. So after 25,920 years, when they will be aligned true north, you know, the heart of the Sphinx and the constellation Magha, Regulus, I think Regulus they call it in Arab, when it will be aligned in front, you know, then 1 yuga will finish. So this is the clock, frozen clock. The Pyramid of Giza is the geographic center of our landmass on this planet Earth, you know, the landmass, it is the geographic center, because some is ocean also, ocean waters also, you see. So it is geographic center of landmass. I think that is the thing. Yeah, I think it is geographic center of our landmass basically. So it is the first structure, and it is the point which is talking about all the connection to the all the major acupuncture point of planet Earth, and as well as universe is connected. How it is connected, I am going to tell. So what is Mahameru? See, we see the we know about we know about Sri Yantra. We also know about flower of life. Flower of life and Sri Yantra is same thing, you know. Mr. Nassim Haramein called it 64 tetrahedron grid, you know. So basically, if we draw a circle around each tetrahedron, we will get 64 circles, something like that, and it makes a the flower of life. And in the temple of Abydos, in one of the pillars in Egypt, there is this diagram of flower of life is laser burnt in one of the pillars, on one of the pillars. Laser burnt means even if you chip the pillar, it is there in the cell structure, so it will still be there. You can chip it how much also, it is there in the cell structure of that pillar, so it will still be there, you know. So this indicate that so many thousands of years back there was very advanced technology, laser technology was there in our universe. Okay, this is one thing. Okay, then another thing is that I already told you about this precession of equinox in short, you know, that it is rotation of planet Earth. So then another thing is that Mr. Nassim Haramein, what he realized that 19 degree 47 minutes is very important degree in our universe. Many things are happening in each planet, on each planet, you know, at this degree 19 degree 47 minutes from the equator. And I think from each place, you know, like from 19 degree 47 minutes from equator, you take that one point comes on one planet, then from that point you take another 19 degree 47 minutes, so another planet, another something is happening. So it is like you know, you join all the points, so it's like making a grid, like a skeleton of our universe, you know. So like you know, basically the places which some of them are like volcano complexes which are called Alpha and Beta Regio at Venus, on Venus, sorry. And then the dust storm on Mars, this is also at 19 degree 47 minutes. Then on Earth also, every planet have, you know, everywhere there is, you know. Then on Earth also there is Mauna Loa volcano, that is happening at 19 degree 47 minutes. It's north of it on Hawaii, on the island of Hawaii. Then Giza pyramids are there. Avebury, the largest stone circle near Stonehenge, is there, same degree. Pyramids of sun and moon at Teotihuacan, etc. in Hawaii as well, or in Egypt, sorry. Even Egyptian hieroglyph for Sirius, the brightest star in the sky, is also at this degree. So there are many things, you know, there is a list of things which is happening. So this is what is making the grid of our universe. So basically 64 tetrahedron grid represent the theorized underlying geometric structure of everything in the entire universe. This is what it is, you know. And if we see in our Vedas, even in Rig Veda, the 64 tetrahedron grid is, or Mahameru, is also called 64 Kalai of Shiva. There is one temple in Chennai which is called 64 Tantras or 64 Yoginiyas, something like that. 64. All related to Shiva, that's why they call Mahameru the symbol of Shiva. But number 64 also is very important in our universe, you know, and many things are happening at this 64. I mean, many things are connected with this number 64, you know. So our basically our universe is about geometry, and it has lot of numbers there, you know, and which are same everywhere. 360 degree is 9, you know. And also, if you know, the yuga is 25,920 years, one yuga, and if you calculate in the 64 tetrahedrons, if you calculate all the angles, also come to 25,920 degrees, you know. So this is also there. So the numbers are quite similar also. So another thing what I wanted to tell you is the basically, how in other words they say is the 64 tetrahedrons, what they are, you know, the fundamental seed geometry of the fabric of the vacuum of space-time. This is how scientists describe it. But in our Rig Veda also they have described the same scientific theory, but in a they use the word also in the space-time, they use the word the wheel in the time is the same words, but space-time is used. Space is basically, this is a space, you see. So scientists make it more difficult, you know, the language is a bit more difficult, but it is the same thing. Now if we talk about the 64, as I said, is there are many things in our world which we have number 64. So I'm going to tell you all what they are. 64 codons in human DNA, 64 hexagrams in the I Ching, 64 classical arts listed in many Indian scriptures, 64 runes in the Mayan tablets of the law of time, 64 tantras of the Tantrism, 64 primary dimensions in the Indian Vedic texts, 64 is the maximum number of strokes in any Chinese character, 64 hertz is the third octave above the Schumann resonance of the earth, 64 is the number of cells we have before our cells start to bifurcate. Bifurcate means it start multiplying shortly after conception. 64 different kinds of bicarboline alkaloids are expressed by 8 plant families. 64 is fundamental in computer memory bits and coding. 64 things are needed to be able to approach the Ark of Covenant of the Lord according to the 2 copper scrolls found among 300 Dead Sea Scrolls. 64 is encoded in the description of the Tetragrammaton in the Hebrew Bible, which is the 4-letter theonym Yahweh meaning God in Hebrew. 64 is the number of generations from Adam until Jesus according to the Gospel of Luke. 64 forms or manifestations of Lord Shiva in Hinduism. 64 squares on chess and checkerboards. 64 braille characters in the old 6-dot system. 64 golden discs in the myth of the Tower of Hanoi, 64 demons in the Dictionary Infernal. 64 is the smallest number with exactly 7 divisions. So this is what 64 number is doing in our universe. So basically, to understand Mahameru, I think you all can see the videos by Mr. Nassim Haramein, and if you want to understand more about this universe, there are many things, you know, which are amazing, which are fingerprints of God, you know. Mr. Graham Hancock have written a book, The Fingerprints of God, and he has described many things and many amazing facts about this universe. If you all are interested, you can see videos of Mr. Graham Hancock. Mr. David Icke also, he's talking about Illuminati and Anunnakis and many things about this underworld, you know. You see why it is hollow, all planets, planet Earth is hollow. It is also mentioned in one of our Vedas, many Vedas, even Buddhist Vedas also, that planet Earth is hollow. Even other planets are hollow as well. And there is inner earth where creatures are living. Even in one of the Vedas, I forgot the name, where it is mentioned that when Kali Yuga will be finishing, Lord Vishnu will take avatar as Kalki avatar from one of the villages which is situated in inner earth, you know. I forgot the name, you know, maybe in another video I will bring it out, you know. Yeah, so all these things. So try to see the fingerprints of God in this universe. I think you will like it. I do. I may be wrong somewhere. Certain things I may not be able to understand them well, but I have described them to you. So maybe you should go through it yourself, and maybe you can understand better than me. I hope you like this video. If you do, please give me a like and subscribe. Thank you so much. God bless you. Good night.